Bit. Cause it was all a dream. See your ass on Madden 23.
Ain't
Oh,
played a
had the
game.
first
Ain't played
pick
it.
in the
Ain't
draft
played a game.
league.
Look, ain't played a game since Madden 23.
Type shit.
It was all a dream. See your ass in the next Madden. You ain't played a game since 23.
Yeah. Get a
Tank
grip,
tactics.
niggas. This for all you niggas. That
This
sits
goes out
there.
to all you niggas out there tanking and think you gonna dictate the end of your season.
Get a
When
grip,
I was
baby,
just out there playing all
baby.
my games and going through lag.
Trials and tribulations. Y'all niggas is out here. Ow. No. Nah, we got some shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on one today. You wasn't here earlier, and I bet a motherfucking pick on this nigga.
Better pick on who?
I better pibble about this nigga. He ain't gonna get 12 sacks with Timmy Watt next season.
He tried to say he said that T.J. Watt wasn't playing at all for him.
Nigga
Oh, that
had
nigga got damn near 1,000
905
downs.
down plays.
I said I said I seen him every time he was in my game. And he said,
Get a
dog.
grip.
This show is dedicated to all you motherfuckers out there tanking and think you gonna dictate the how the rest of your season go. Niggas that think they about to get a top pick ain't played a game in 3 seasons and they shit about to be skipped like a motherfucker during the draft.
Baby, baby.
And get your boy mad too, baby, baby. It's all the dream. I ain't played since 23. Mr. Internet flags to the chip pop to the
Nah,
game drop
for real though. I ain't gonna lie though. That's nonsense.
with the Wi-Fi connect. Remember back in the day when niggas played? Now I'm in the limelight.
Mm,
Time to grow up like, blow up like. Peace. Starsky. Same game. This go out to you niggas that's playing the same D all game long. Y'all about to be mad as hell in the
if you don't
playoffs.
know, now I know, nigga.
Watch this. While we live on the show, I'm going to options, franchise settings, and watch what I do.
You had one play. Now you gotta
Can only
download
call it
and
one
cover 3 and
time.
4.
Niggas gonna pick cover four in every fucking formation. Then when that shit locked, they gonna say I'm hating.
I ain't seen man since '06. Niggas all he runs on.
I was too used to cover two and stuff. Now honeys play me close, no man at all.
Read options, RPO zone weak.
So Browns Titans on opening playoff weekend. Watch your offense. Quarterback DTR at running back. Nick Chubb will aim to find road rhythm with Malik Willis and Tajay Spear. Enjoy their home fans. Wild card weekend. It sucks because the Browns playing really good football. Even down the stretch, they play really good football and got to go on the road into Tennessee. How you guys feel about that? Is that effective? It's playoffs, baby. Playoffs.
It's a trap game.
You think this is a trap game?
Mm-hmm.
What about wild card round? Saints host the 49ers. Just because San Francisco and the New Orleans are playing in a wild card round doesn't mean that they aren't contenders. Mm. Let's talk about it. QBs, Heath and Marino Jr. tee up in New York. Quarterback play could be the deciding factor as Bryce Heath and Dan Marino Jr. are arguably the keys to who wins the Broncos Jet game. How true is that? You know, some of these analysts think they know what the hell they're talking about. They don't know a goddamn thing about football. But is that a true statement? That game come down to Heath or Marino?
Yeah, I would say so. The way that both those coaches play. I kind of could say it's playoffs. I don't know. It might come down to eye candy. I ain't gonna hold you.
Green Bay
Ah,
travels to Chicago to kick off their quest for a Super Bowl against the Bears, who lives on for another week. Let me ask you this, man. The Bears are home once again. The last time they played home, they gave up 70.
just a week
Does that
ago.
carry? Does that carry over into the playoffs?
Shouldn't leave a good feeling with you and your team and your fan base. You know, the last time they was literally there, you got fucking
Pause. You
hung.
want to say something else?
I did, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't because I had to think about it. 70 last time there. You know, the Bears is known for paper bags and shit. Like, it's got that paper bag feeling, man. You get the 70 put up on you, and then you gotta show up in the playoffs a week later again and ask your fans to come out and support you. Like, you just didn't get fucking 70 on you.
Do they sell that?
So,
Do they sell that game out? Is that going to be a sold out home field playoff game
only
for the
because it's
Bears?
divisional, it's against Lambeau. It's always fuck the Packers for the Bears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the story of this game is third time divisional game. They split during the season. Um, Mid-season win like week 8 from the Packers, week 17 win from the Bears. I mean, it's what it's about right here.
Momentum often builds over time. A bye week is always nice, but this game could help Miami or Las Vegas deeper in the playoffs. Let's talk about that.
Oh my!
I mean,
I just noticed something. The Bills didn't even make it.
oh shit.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the Bills won their game, the Broncos won their game, the
Oh,
Oh
Chiefs lost, and the
wow!
Broncos hopped over the Bills for a playoff spot.
Oh
yeah,
wow!
they didn't play. So damn, that hurts.
Dang!
It was all Browns in Detroit this week, where the Lions were lifeless
Sheesh.
in
So
their
you mean to tell me?
56-21 loss to the
You
Browns.
mean to tell me? You mean to tell Snake know what I'm about to say?
Oh
You mean to
god!
tell me this nigga went and got
No, bro.
motherfucking
Oh god!
retirement home and can't even showcase it?
No! No!
Oh, I'm hurting right now for the Bills organization. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm fucking hurt right
More
now
than
for the
more
Bills.
than Ken Dorsey getting fired over there.
Niggas getting fired over there. Their GM on his way out the door.
GM is getting fired.
That nigga said, fuck it, I'm gonna make a blockbuster before they fire my ass. I'm out of here. Give up all your picks, nigga.
Oh
You go look at their
shit.
fucking draft picks. They start in the fourth.
Hey,
Oh my
yo.
god, but then it's like, all right, you do that to make that push, and you didn't confirm. Like, oh my god.
It was all out of their hands, man. You know, Madden gods. Everybody finished 10-6 with the seventh spot. Chiefs lost two in a row. They wasn't gonna be in it. That's why
Nah,
Nano
you know
should have
what it
played
is?
that game.
Let me go to this motherfucking schedule. I bet you I could tell
Broncos
you where it was in
won
Boone's
their last
hand.
two, and then the Bills won their last two. But Madden gods, they're gonna strength for schedule in that
No,
situation.
I'm gonna be real with you. This is where fuck Boone up. You lost the fucking Mike week 11.
Yeah.
That's your playoffs right there. That's your playoffs right
Yeah,
there.
Mike. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike.
Mike. Yeah,
Yeah, Mike.
Mike. You
Yeah,
lost your
Mike.
fucking playoff hopes right there. I can't believe
Mike
it.
said I kicked his ass, but he didn't have Fitzpatrick and TJ Watt old asses.
Dang.
Oh
ESPN at
Lord.
ESPN. Oh no, Lions fans, the Browns pick up the
Dun-dun-dun,
56-21
dun-dun-dun.
road win. Bro, anybody else paying attention to the fact that they just gonna plaster DTR over here to the left of me with 546 passing yards, 93 completion percentage, 7 touchdowns? Like, what's going on over there? That happened in Detroit right now, man. Motherfucker DTR look like he a top tier nigga. 546, 93%, 7 teats.
I mean, 93% is fucking wild.
That nigga was killing
Yo.
him with fast outs and bubbles.
Straight. Oh, what is going on? 93% is crazy with 7 touchdowns, almost 600 yards. A nigga needs to fire his
The
defensive
fact
coordinator
that I gotta
yesterday.
even read this shit explains it all. It's not a storybook ending for Patrick Peterson in Cincinnati. He was cut today by the Bengals, leaving many to wonder what's next for him. Ain't this some shit? Like, what the fuck is Pat P in Cincinnati for? Somebody please tell me what the fuck going on. Why are quarterbacks still throwing anywhere near Ron Edwards' record interception pace for him. Record watch. Record watch. I'm sorry. That's a rookie too. Ron Edwards, cornerback, 6'3" nigga over there for the Cardinals. The Packs. I'm
Browns.
not going. I'm not going to say the Packs. You know what? Spent much of the game in the Eagles' back. I'm glad I ain't say that shit. Oh my god. It would have been nothing but pauses going on this bitch. Oh my god. The Packs spent much of the game in the Eagles' backfield, sacking the quarterback 5 times. 5 times though? Damn. They're deep in their backfield or 5 times? Sacking 5? Damn. That's
Whoa.
crazy.
Pause.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Whoa. They won't even say what analyst said that. They just gonna just leave it a blank anonymous motherfucker. I bet. They ain't talking about the Pats D spend much of the game in the Eagles backfield, sacking the
Yeah.
quarterback 5 times. So one time wasn't enough. He went back for 5 more. Oh wow, 4 more. I mean, damn. C.J. Stroud, 454 passing yards, 66 police sprinted, 3 touchdowns. That's our QB1. Houston Texans. It's
That
cool they
loss.
let the fans talk for week 8 and shit. That's what's up. Let me ask y'all this. C.J. Stroud, by not making the playoffs, is he taking a step backwards right now?
Nah, it
I
has to
don't
I
be.
think
won't
It's
say
a
so either.
tough
yeah,
league,
Nah,
especially not in the AFC.
I
yeah.
blame his defense. You got 56 put up
Being
on
in
you
the
by the cards.
backfield. So.
Man,
Lions.
let's talk about this. And look at Channing Crowder's face. Anybody that's watching, look at his face first, and then read this shit. The Chargers rolled into Jacksonville and torched the Jacksonville Jaguars 60-27.
Hmm. Is that for real?
Anything for the number one. Anything for the number one. I just need to know how many top fives do we need?
So who about to have that team? Is it gonna be LT or Lava?
How many top fives do we need? Like the Jags not even that bad. Like yeah, you traded Trevor, traded ETN, got a
Christian
quarterback,
McCaffrey.
traded him.
Yeah.
Just confused.
All right, let's keep track of this right now. Week 1, B. John Robinson was player of the week. Joe Burrow was player of the week. JT Woods and young rookie Hightower, the safety, player of the week. Week 2, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Jesse Bates, and Peoples, the middle linebacker for the Browns. Week 3, Trevor Lawrence, Eric Stokes, Najee Israel, and Caden Stearns.
I'm
That's
finna
twice.
ask you. I'm finna ask y'all something at the end of this. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Keep going though.
Week 4, Justin Herbert, Reggie Moss, Dorian Williams, D. Winters. 2 Trevor Lawrence sightings, Brock Purdy, Dan Marino,
Oh, we made.
Aziz, and
Look at
Ringo.
us. Look at us. We got a player of the week.
D. Childs, Dorian Thompson Robinson, Gardner, and John Lynch's son. Kedrion Miller, Opapo, Reggie Moss twice, Deion Sanders second. Dan Marino's up there twice. Kenneth Walker, Max Kellum, and Quinnen Williams. Weeks 8.
Dan
Dan
Marino
Marino's
back to
up there
back.
3 times. Herbert's up there twice. Young Derek Johnson, the 11 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble in that game. And then Brees Hall had 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Palmer, DTR, been up there twice. Vaughn, linebacker for Washington. And Bankston, middle linebacker, 4 tackles, 3 interceptions, a touchdown for the Colts. Justin Herbert's back up there for the 3rd time. And Dan Marino's up there for the 4th time. Ding, 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 ding. We got a 4-time player. Ashton Davis and Buda Baker. Herbert's up there for a 4th time. Yeast up there first. Kai Fo and Autry. So that's 4 for Herbert, 4 for Danny Marino. Keep track of that, please. Week 13, Trevor Lawrence is up there for, is that his 3rd time or his 2nd time?
Uh, third.
J.K. Dobbins, Cam Jones, and Najee Thomas, the my player. Week 14, Trevor Lawrence again. That makes 4. Lamar Jackson makes 2. Slack and Rashad Gary. Wait, no, I don't think Lamar was on there once at all.
Nah, Lamar. That's for Lamar's first.
That was his first.
This
All right.
Kellerman second though.
Week 15, Ray Wills, Kellerman second, Goodwin, and Bulldog.
That nigga look ugly as a
He's an ugly motherfucker. Trevor Lawrence is up there for the fifth time. Kai Fo's up there for the second time. Ashton Davis up there for the second time. Jimmy Horn for the first. Lawrence is up there for the sixth time. Marino's up there for the fifth time. Quinnen's up there for the second time. And Crawford. And then week 18, Lawrence is up there for a sixth time. DTR for a third time. No Sean Wright. And then Nate Fielder. All right. So Herbert, Marino, and Lawrence all got up there four more times. And players of the week, those guys will get +8.
What did he give up for Trevor Lawrence?
Two
Two
first
first and a
and
third or something like that.
All right, now that we're here, who won that trade?
The Jags ain't
the
played a game
Seahawks
since.
easy. They've been undefeated. He done lost what, one regular season game since Trevor Lawrence.
They already 99 face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy.
Yep, but it's still 8 points you could pick somewhere.
Carrying. Oh man, I can't believe this.
All right, let's look at the offensive player of the years for AFC. Reggie Moss wins that. Any of you guys want to talk about Reggie Moss?
I only saw like 2 games for real.
I mean, he held this spot down all year. He had an outstanding rookie season. We had some pretty good rookie receivers, but the two that's up here, Kai Fo and Reggie Moss, kind of stood out, especially in the AFC. They, through the tanking, he still got this guy going really, really well. So you should see it. Then we're looking at NFC. Jackson Smith-Njigba comes and pulls that off. And 3 Seahawks. So one of them was guaranteed to win. You got Kenneth Walker and Trevor Lawrence. Defensive player of the year goes to Jordan Brooks. But Derek Johnson, the rookie, we got to be impressed with what he did as a rookie this year. But Jordan Brooks, man in the middle, holds it down, wins that. AFC looks like my boy Tyree Wilson, the Raiders. Raiders had 2 opportunities back to back. PJ Hatcher, the 7th rounder, and Tyree Wilson, their first round selection in 23, wins Defensive Player of the Year. Quentin Williams went crazy from the D tackle position. Do we need to talk about that? Is there a new sheriff in town?
Yards receivers goat.
All right, all right, all
Williams is always
right.
pretty good. I don't know if
I
he's
know,
better than
but Dexter
Dexter.
Lawrence stole the show last year, but Quentin got about 18 sacks this year.
Dexter Lawrence ain't far behind him though. He gotta
I
be up
have to
there.
see the Dex in the full year, like actual year. I have to see that. Keep
What
up with
Dexter
it.
Lawrence had I think Quentin Williams did go off. Dexter Lawrence had 15
God damn. Best 2 D
thir-
tackles in the league.
and 34 tackles for loss.
Mm-mm-mm.
He right there with him.
Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC goes to Reggie Moss. Let's talk about all 10 on this list, though.
It just
Kaifo,
don't make
number
sense
2.
to me.
Dan Marino. Like, see, my thing is this, though.
I don't get how Dan Marino isn't the rookie
Right,
of the year. I'm actually
right,
confused on like I
right.
could see or best offensive player. I just don't. I don't get this, Madden.
Plus
Yeah.
I actually
1,900
don't get
RB.
this. This nigga
But
threw
we,
for 7,000 yards and 86 touchdowns. I'm truly confused.
Andrew Roth, the fastest man in football, comes in 4th place. You got Damon Lowell. This is a player that nobody saw coming. I think he is an animal, 6'6" type guy. Not the speed of Reggie Moss at 6'6", but starting to show a wave right now for him to be up here, looking like the big, tall receivers is coming back right now. Le'Veon Bell for the Steelers. Steve Smith Jr. also played well for the Bills. You got Pete Ward for the Ravens, Tommy Cohen, and then AI Anthony Israel, the second string backup running back for the Ravens. NFC rookie goes to Felix Key. How you feel about this, Max? He stole it from Isaac Cannon in Week 18 against the Eagles.
Yeah, man. Maybe he was winning this award literally all year. Played a divisional game, and he played a team that just couldn't contain the running back. Shit was just, it's a trouble thing. I know my guy's the best rookie in the NFC, but It is
All
what
right.
it is.
Well, the man got spoken. Felix Key has been outstanding for. Here's why I'm not. I don't. I'm allow you to talk to me about Isaac Cannon though. But here's what I want to know. I played Felix Key this year. He's a vital part of that offense. But what I will say is that coming down the stretch, I know sometimes schedule is scheduled, but coming down the stretch, he had to play to win to get in, and then hope something else happened, and it did, and he played a vital part in that coming down the stretch. So maybe he won his war strictly off of week 18. And just so happened to be you played one of the top three guys on the NFC side, and he played a guy that's not doing too good. Amari Braxton, Snoop Pearson, both commanders, they got a bright backfield going for it right now. You got the big factor back, Sean Aldridge at 5. Shelton McCord, the tight end for the Eagles, sitting at 6. You got Dalvion Childs, the Vikings quarterback. They got themselves a nice quarterback, man. I think this is a franchise guy that they could build off of. Now, Ali Bolden, is he related to Anquan Bolden?
Isaiah
Yes,
Bolton,
yes, sir, Anquan.
Isaiah Bolton.
Because he was the number one receiver on the board and went to the 49ers. And y'all brought in Cannon and him in the same draft class, and Ali Bolden is 8 on this thing. Marquis Porter, backup running back for the Eagles, and then you got 2 QB1 for the Packers. Drew Ryan's down here at 10 rookies. I think for the most part, the majority of the rookies on these lists that we've seen, maybe an exception of 2, actually play meaningful football and deserve to be on the list. All right, defensive rookies in the NFC. Derek Johnson has been a man child. He's been playing amongst the best hand in the dirt edge rushers in the league as a diaper dandy. Cardinals also brought Ron Edwards to the forefront. He's playing really well at cornerback for them. They had a really good draft. Like, I haven't did a real draft recap show with me and Snake yet since we started the league, and most of it was started because of the fuck shit that happened in the first draft. But the Cardinals had probably one of the better drafts. It was a few teams that really did a good job in that draft. And maybe while we were waiting for playoff games, we could do a recap on their all rookies and really get into depth with them. DeMarcus Hightower has been an INT machine all season for the Bears. Um, and again, the Bears too, they had to deal with some things off of trades and then got back in, and they had some players coming from this draft class that played well for them. Joe Maxwell for the Commanders at 4. Eagles, Bobby Kellum, edge rusher. You got Quincy Rush, the other superstar corner that was drafted by the Cardinals. Turned safety though. He's playing safety in the league. He fits the bill to be able to play safety, so that's a good situation. Now, he is not a tweener, but he fits the bill to play safety, so he can't go back and forth, and you can't have him at safety and corner. If you catch it, make sure you say something. Andrew Campbell, edge rusher. You got Sterling Overeem, D tackle. One of 2 D tackles for the Rams that's really playing good football this year. We talked about that last night. Alan Burke for the Cowboys. Computer Love and Ronnie Lott Jr. down here, corner / safety. Now, he is a tweener and can play both. Um, I'm surprised his name hasn't changed yet, but whatever. Harvey Thompson. I think he wasn't expected to really see time until he had to see time, and I think he played well above what y'all expectations was. Uh, am I on the right
Talking
page?
about for Harvey?
Yes, sir.
No, Harvey won that shit outright. Stalin started the first couple weeks. Harvey came in, did his little 1-2.
So you expected
Um,
him to be all where he is right now? You expected that?
I didn't expect it, but it wasn't like we had to make him play. It was at first it was Stallings, and because Stallings had his good year as a rookie, he had like 9 picks as a rookie, so he had the slot position kind of locked down. We just looked, and he wasn't going to take Johnson's spot, and he wasn't going to take Lenore's spot. So his only competition to get some reps at first was that slot. And then after just a couple games of him stepping up, it was just he ended up winning the starting role, and then it kind of went off. I mean, I think he's he's got a good versatility with him. So I think after that, he kind of got his position to stay on the field.
How important is it to understand the tweener position? I'm not going to say no names. I had an argument with a user in the league about sub linebacker safety shit, and and one of his comments, he said to me, "Y'all guys got tweeners and shit," and I was like, "There's a difference though. Big difference between a guy coming down and playing sub linebacker on Madden versus a guy that can play safety or corner. You-
Yeah, definitely a big difference. For one, just for for the sake of the game and the way they treat sub linebackers, there's a reason why we have a certain regimen for it.
Exactly.
Um, But the corner to safety, I just say, is about understanding your defense and the flexibility and versatility when you have those tweeners, knowing what kind of defensive setups you can come out in or defensive things you can do, just knowing that you're within the rules to kind of line people up different places gets a different utilization out of your roster too. So,
It's two
um,
teams in this league that the way they play defense will benefit big time from tweener DBs, and that's the Saints and the Bills.
yeah, I was about to say the
Those two,
Bills.
if they understood tweeners and knew what to look for to get a tweener, they would the way they play their defense would be great to have those type of guys because they'll be able to have guys that could cover and stop the run from the slot positions if they understood what they was doing or understood what a tweener is.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them hidden gems. You just kind of got to be able to, because one thing to have it, but to know what you can do with the versatility of it. Like I said, that's the part where, you see why it's such a big thing that if you can get some tweeners.
All right, defensively in the AFC, Jason Voorhees, one of the Voorhees twins, Friday the 13th kids, made defensive rookie of the year, won that. You got James Delvin for the Texans, YG McDonald, middle linebacker for the Chiefs at 3, John Lynch Jr. You got Hugh Bankston for the Colts, Primetime Sanders 2 for the Ravens, Tommy Jones, outside linebacker for the Dolphins. You got AJ Baker, another Texan on the board. Jules Peppers the second, Julian Peppers' son, sitting up here at 9, and Devon Dent, the safety for the Titans, is at number 10. We had some really good young rookies that played really good football in our league this season. At the quarterback position, you got Dan Marino Jr. wins the quarterback award. Let's talk here for a second. How important it is. I think the Jets understood their first two seasons with Zach Wilson at quarterback, and we got to say, I mean, they made it to the AFC Championship game last year. They had an early exit in the divisional round the year before, but now they have a guy. They got a guy at the quarterback, the General Dan Marino Jr. My thing is for him to win best quarterback but not best offensive player in the AFC matters to me, right? But
I'm confused. Yeah,
talk to me on why he's the best quarterback in the AFC. We're not going to say league yet. We're going to say AFC. Or is he?
uh,
Uh,
Is it too
I
early to call
think
a Diaper
this
Dandy the
move,
best this
this
year?
is.
I
I think
just
in general, this move over here reminds me of a move, something like you seen the Rams. They went and traded for Stafford, but the Jets went and drafted another quarterback that they saw more potential, or higher ceiling with. Um, I just think the potential, the ceiling is limitless. I mean, just think the heights that this guy can go to is crazy. To think what he can actually do over here and seeing what he's done this first year in the league.
I don't know if I would call him the best just because I feel like you said, with the first 2 years, Zach Wilson kind of they built the offense and built their scheme a good enough, going to the AFC divisional or AFC championship. Um, and then they kind of just replaced the quarterback. The team was still waiting. It was just waiting for kind of like the right guy to match their energy. And I
Hmm.
think this season is kind of where we saw it. But I think for it to be best quarterback,
The
you
job's
gotta
not done yet.
you get. I was about to say it's kind of, yeah. It's early to say it because you gotta at least get to close or at least runner up to where Zach Wilson got it to even say that you're remotely, I guess, better than Zach Wilson in a way.
And that's why I say
Because
it remind me of the Rams with Jared Goff because they were successful with Goff. He was successful with Wilson, but it's a higher ceiling than what they could go. So what they do, they went and traded for Stafford.
and won a
interception
bowl.
wasn't expected and won a bowl. Like, you know
Exactly.
what I
So
mean?
like this
So
could be that
that's why I say
conversation
this
easily. Yeah,
this conversation really reminds me. This situation really reminds me. Only difference is he drafted. He moved Wilson and got the capital to draft his quarterback, and they went and traded for him. He still went and traded for him because he still had to go trade for the pick, the high enough pick to get it. It's kind of the same situation. It could be the exact same
So
storyline.
Marino, he's writing his story this year, right? But right now his resume is impressive, right? We can all say that.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Incomplete resume though, like I'm not turning this in for a job interview yet. You're still writing your resume, right?
Yeah, he's in the offs. Definitely still writing it.
Dog.
I could say this: we haven't seen a rookie quarterback come in our league and put up the numbers he put up in year one, or even a quarterback to come into the league and they take the handcuffs off of him right away. Like I think week 1 or 2, they kind of had him trying to fill him out a little bit, but then when that week 3 Buffalo Bills game, you saw the handcuffs come off, and you saw the guy show. You know, my dad was one of the best quarterbacks that ever walked the planet, Hall of Famer and all that, and I got the intangibles. And the best thing I probably got was this guy probably had QB coaches since he was well. He got the ultimate QB coach in his father, but just think about what was around him for him to be able to understand defenses and have the range to be able to call his own plays. Like that's big in the league, right? Right, especially in a league where guys can get away with with certain shit defensively right now because we just can't see play arcs. And for him to have the range the way he got, and them to give him the keys to the offense and say, "Go ahead and do what you do." His dad didn't even do that. Schuler called plays. They in his headset. They through the 30-second play clock and all that when before they turn the headsets off. They helping him get things right, but they're not telling him what to do. As far as like they might tell him the set they want and all that, or what they trying to do here. But like I think he has the range to actually do whatever he want at that quarterback position. I think we haven't seen that. Like I haven't seen another guy uh, at that position play the game that way. It's almost like backyard football on a low, like just a high advanced, smarter uh, backyard football, right? Where you get your guys lined up and you're moving them all around, ain't really huddling up at all, and you just calling out shit, putting these guys where you want them to be. Then you get 10 seconds at the line of scrimmage to better check what they in defensively or if they changed anything, and then you're hiking the ball and playing football. You know how cerebral you have to be able to get all that done, then even hike the ball and then read the coverages and keep it moving from there and really have a high percentage of going up and down the field. I think his only downfall is he gets himself into situations where he throw a lot of picks. And it's the Peyton Manning syndrome. Peyton threw a lot of INTs his rookie year. You could see it with Marino when he's on. If he throws 2 or less interceptions, they usually win the ball game. Two and three is very interesting because listen, Lamar Jackson snuck up to the number 2 spot at quarterback, while Dorian Thompson Robinson is having a lights out year this year as well. And I wouldn't even be mad if they switched these two, Lamar and at 3 and Dorian at 2. Yeah, so like, the Browns coach made a comment that, he's in the wrong division, that he should have been in the division where guys throw the football. Yet Lamar has been quarterback of the division for the first 2 seasons. He's actually won this award twice. Um, and flinging the ball around like a motherfucker as well. When Dorian Thompson is at his best is when a guy like Nick Chubb is able to balance that offense out. I think Dorian Thompson Robinson hasn't even reached his ceiling yet. Like I think he is better than he's playing right now. And the coaching staff, the offensive coordinator, and Dorian Thompson is starting to come together on the same page right now, which is very scary. Because I just thought early on, Coach Rob has had a really good handle over this game. Like, playing franchise games, damn near a month before we even started playing in our league, gave him a jump start to understand what he want to do and what's there out. He know the nuances. He know all the metas. He know the good shit that's out there. He know the YouTube shit, knows the stuff to go against, skills shit to go with or go without. And he has a really good handle on Madden 24. And I think with that being said, you got your quarterback up to a high level and he's playing elite football for you. and I think he hasn't even reached his ceiling, right? And at the same time, contract conversations is coming up. If there's a quarterback in this league that should be getting paid, it's Dorian Thompson Robinson. Do any of y'all disagree with that?
No, he definitely needs to pay him. Built him out the backyard.
Fields already
You
got
know,
paid, so he's the next one on the list.
yeah, I feel like he deserves his right to stay.
He's not a true backyardian, though. We're not gonna do that.
Not true, but I mean, he's still a backyard again.
We about to have some young gunners coming up right now, and Bulldog Reynolds. Look, I just came out of a game with this quarterback. I think he is everything is advertised. I think he's the keys to the Raiders ascending to
Success over.
that next level. Like I think that he's gonna take them to a higher level. The more he grow, the better that team is gonna be, and it is. I mean, it's something valuable in being able to build your team for a season while you waiting on a draft pick like this guy, and then you get that guy, and then you can continue to build that team together because they all are in the same age bracket and they all are right around the corner from each other, and they got something special over there. This Raiders team, because they and successfully offensively they do a good job of running the football as well. So they got a balanced offense with a rookie that they don't ask to do way too much. Um, I mean, he does get in trouble when he's forced to have to. If the run game not working, he got to throw the ball 40 times in the game. And that's where he's not ready for that yet, but he'll get there. But as of right now, no one's really showed that they can shut that run game down, and because of that, the plant calling plays is wide open for them. But I like this quarterback. I think again, we talked about this quarterback class last night. But this guy has his team playing at a high level. I mean, up until week 18, they were the number one seed in the AFC, and a lot of it was because of the play of Bulldog. Now, he's the ugliest nigga in the league, but he's still playing football, right?
Oh, 8 Mile run shorty.
But shout out to Dan Marino Jr. for
Three
winning
miles
the
shorty.
AFC quarterback award. The NFC is a little tricky over here. Trevor Lawrence snuck up in a 70-7 ball game to take the quarterback award and the big time award, right? Herbert had this thing on smash, but just the fact that you're looking at Herbert, Lawrence, and Purdy all in the same from the same division, they've been chasing each other in the MVP race and in the best quarterback in the NFC race the entire season. And that's three guys coming from out of the same division, and not for nothing. Anthony Knight down there at 10 in that same division. I think everybody has quarterbacks, but for some reason, I feel like it's still a question mark with Brock Purdy because I don't know if their staff really trust him or think that he's the guy that's going to take them to that next height, which is Super Bowl.
Just gotta see him win the big game.
Hmm.
Just want to see some progress. For some reason, this organization has had some happenings go on late in the season, or the last seasons. It's at that point where Purdy want that contract, so it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah, and this is
No,
where you
no questions
this is where you
asked.
earn your money at right now. Like
Yes, sir.
you earn your money right
All that
now,
can be
right where you
forgotten
at.
about.
Hmm.
The what ifs and all that. Everything be forgot about right here, right now.
All right,
Dun-na-na, dun-na-na.
right. All right, so the Seattle Seahawks, man, undefeated season through the regular season once more. Let's give a shout out to them for doing it again. I know they can care less about that right now. I think everything about them starts now, playoffs. But Kenneth Walker comes up and wins the running back award, and he did it more as a runner this year more than he did as a receiver. Now, don't take my words and twist it. He definitely still one of the better receiving backs in the league, but he earned this best running back award in NFC through running the football this year, and they added that dimension to their offense, which makes that triangle complete.
Mm.
AFC running back goes to, surprise, surprise, Javante Williams. Did any of us see this coming?
Mm. Seen him getting the rushing attempts early on.
I seen it coming because you playing with a quarterback that,
400.
although he is a superstar, right? You don't have a quarterback that you completely comfortable with yet, as far as development wise, and you don't know your football team. So what do you do to protect the quarterback? You run the football. And when you touch the ball
Run,
400
Forrest,
times,
run.
right? He ran his team into the. I mean, who's more important to this offense? Is it Javante Williams or the quarterback?
Man, Javante Williams, he's the most utilized back in the league. And when you come to a team that has a decent running back, and then the last year of a contract, he got signed too.
Mm.
I guess you run, run, run.
Run,
Man,
Javante, run. All right, wide receivers in the AFC. Reggie Moss has that. This guy scored damn near 40 touchdowns. He probably got 40 touchdowns. I don't. Last time I checked, it was 32. Um,
he
I,
got
I,
36
I
touchdowns.
spoke about this with you last night, Snake, the late night show. And what I like is that they have a number one receiver, but all within that, they also developed another guy over there, in the slot guy. I just think uh, Diggs is not done yet, and I think if they understood that Diggs is still one of their better receivers, more safe receivers to throw to in the league, that and they continue to make Diggs their number one and let Reggie cook, from the two, I think his numbers would have been even better. Now, it's a plus and a negative with them, and you're not going to better see it this year. Their season is over, but you know, relying on him to be that guy in a league where knockouts is everything. Like you get touched, they drop the ball. So, especially when you got an unproven rookie, even though he's putting the work in, he's doing a great job. One of the better rookie seasons we've seen. He just still the intangibles of holding on to tough catches and things like that just gets in the way of some of this offense. And I think that's why they dropped that game against the Eagles. Right, you lose a couple of games you shouldn't have lost because that's why they went to the wire with the Bucks, because they're forcing a guy that's not really ready yet to be the guy that they need him to be, although he was the guy they wanted him to be. If that makes sense. Shout out to Reggie Moss. I can't wait to see what he do in his sophomore campaign. NFC wide receiver is Jackson Smith-Njigba. Takes that again. I mean, you got a steady guy that stayed within that triangle. He's the slot guy over there. He's the guy that's going, get all the catches for the most part. They want to throw the ball to him. He helps makes that offense go, and he's been that since season one.
Man, yeah, 2 11-6 teams. Just speaking on Reggie Moss and them Bills, got 2 11-6 teams that didn't make the playoffs in the AFC.
Yep.
Bills and the Chiefs.
AFC thick over here, boy.
Oof,
I think thick over here, boy. I think thick as a
man.
motherfucker over here, boy. All right, best offensive lineman in the NFC is Zach Yates, lineman for the Packers, and then in the AFC, Andrew Voorhees brings home his second offensive lineman of the year, 2 years in a row where he haven't given up a sack. All right, D line. You're looking at Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson is coming into his own. It's safe to say that he reached that. Wait, is it safe to say that he reached that elite pass rush conversation? Right. You think about edge rushers. Is Tyree Wilson amongst the top guys?
I think with the season he had this year, uh, we've seen him grow a little bit.
Yeah, man. I think his first year he kind of was quiet, but then since year two, he's actually been trending up. And the fact that they got a really good defensive line, young defensive line over there in Las Vegas. They got guys, right, superstars all over that D line, and it helps them play the
I,
type of scheme they like to play defensively.
I think it helps him that even though he was quiet the first year, he was still getting snaps the first year.
Yep.
So I mean, you can tell right now what he's developed into.
Hmm. All right. NFC. Michael Parsons. We ain't gonna spend much time on Michael Parsons. I do think Derek Johnson
Computer
and Mike Crosby
love.
played better seasons than him, but computer
Yeah.
is computer. You feel me? Uh, so we're gonna slide past that. Look at the linebackers, and you got Thule, my boy Thule from Chargers to the Rams. This is another guy that changed uniforms, but not the building. Thule at the outside linebacker. He's the hand in the dirt guy. Not gonna see him in coverage too much, even though he will drop him in coverage. But like this guy's going after the quarterback. That's what they brought him in for. That's what the vision they saw. Something that the Chargers didn't see by releasing him, but they picked him up and add him to. I still call this a Bill Belichick kind of style of team where you know Guy, you're gonna have defensively is going to be a couple of names on that defense. Everybody else are role players, but they do a really good job of their roles. And truly is close to being that guy, right? Where he reaches that superstar conversation. AFC Best Linebacker Award goes to, surprise, surprise, Will McDonald had a sack. This is a
They gave
situation.
that shit to Tooley over Beal.
Yep,
Oh, this game is fucking terrible, bro.
yep.
Holy shit.
In the head-to-head matchup, did Tully get a sack against you?
I don't think so, but this nigga Beal got like 40 tackles for loss. Like what the fuck?
All right. What I like about Will McDonald being here
Oh my
is
god, let me go look.
it's already dangerous enough that Quentin Williams is the number one D tackle in the league right now, and you could argue number one A, number one B between him and Lawrence right now. I think Quentin is having the better season, but not by much at all. I just think that they're winning and the Bengals aren't winning right now changes that conversation a little bit. But you got the man in the middle from on the D line, and then they lost Jermaine Johnson, who played really well for this team last year. And the fact that Will McDonald still stands out as the edge rusher over there, holding shit down with a diaper dandy on the other side of him, speaks volumes, right? This is a guy that, to me, has already reached that superstar status, right? You talk about jersey sales on defense, you're definitely getting a number 99 for the most part. If you ain't grabbing Sauce Garner's jersey, you're going to him and Quentin Williams. So we like Will McDonald and what he's doing. I think he lead the league in sacks this year. AFC defensive backs goes to seventh rounder, PJ Hatcher, the Raiders. The Raiders did a really good job with PJ Hatcher. This was a guy that just dropped in the draft because of situations, right? He transferred twice once as an underclassman, second time he transferred as a graduate student. Um, it was rumblings about marijuana usage and shit. So like he dropped. This guy had first to second round grade up until the combine, where he got the wrong agent, and then the bad news started coming out. But this was still in the seventh round, and he's been playing every bit of a guy that's because they drafted the number one corner in that draft, and PJ Hatcher has been outplaying him since he's been on the field. Remember, they got Anthony Sanders and PJ Hatcher in that seventh round.
Yeah.
And both of those
Yeah.
guys are superstars right now. PJ is on his second year doing tremendous things for them. What number does he wear? Is he number 0? Because he had a fucking mean pick against me that I wanted to break the fucking game. I don't know if that was him or not, but I know he tall as shit. Number 0 was looked like he was a little short. NFC defensive back goes to, surprise, surprise, Max Kellum. He's been up here for 2 years too. This guy's been making a name for him. One more successful season like
Said
this.
NFC.
Yeah, Max Kellum, the safety.
I thought the cornerback from the Packers been up there 2 years.
It's the safety. Nah, Max Kellum been up there for 2 years too. He been in this. Not he didn't win it 2 years in a row. He been in the
Okay.
conversation for 2 years.
Conversation. Okay, all right.
I think if he can give us one more hell of a season where maybe he wins it again, I think you're talking about a guy that's going to step into that superstar status. And just not I know we only talking about the guys that won the award, but Russ Yeast is developing into that guy as well for the Rams over there and on the back end at the safety position. All right, fellas, they go your award winners when it comes down to AFC and NFC all-year annual awards. Let's go look for Coach of the Year here and MVP. Start at Coach of the Year. Coach Falk steals it from Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, and Josh McDaniels. John Harbaugh at 5. All right. Do y'all feel like this award is deserving?
Rookie quarterback.
And
Second
take in
seed.
mind,
I
we
understand
do
it.
got an undefeated team that's in the league right now. Pete Carroll has his team undefeated for the second year. Is he being hurt? Is he second dropping because of that? We've seen that before. How did Coach Falk win this award? Is it the play of the quarterback, the rookie, what they did with the rookie in their record?
Player the rookie.
It's a
Player the
rookie
rookie
quarterback.
quarterback. Tougher. Probably tougher schedule than some of them other teams had as well.
I
Strength
agree
of
with that.
schedule.
I agree with that strength of schedule. All right, so shout out to Coach Falk for winning Coach of the Year, and then now let's talk about our MVP of the league. And this we're talking about MVP, two-time MVP winner, not back to back, but two-time MVP winner Trevor Lawrence. I'm not missing out on last year, right? He didn't win it last year, right?
I think he did win it last year. I think.
He won it 3 years in a row.
No, I could just go to league history. Hold up. I thought it was him. It's not. Yeah,
Mark
not
Andrews'
MVP
season
last year.
likely over. Yeah.
Yeah, this is his third MVP
Yeah,
last year,
third
MVP
Pro
the first
Bowl.
year.
He won MVP three
Uh,
straight seasons. That's mean. That's mean. And he look. Let's just call it
Most
what it is.
valuable player,
He
and he
called
won
that.
best quarterback
He
in
he
23 and
he
24 also.
he won that bitch. He won that bitch in week 17. Like you can argue his numbers ain't better than everybody, but he still got great fucking numbers this year. But to me, that game was won right here against the Bears. 383 yards, 140 QBR, only one pick, only sacked once, 83 completion percentage at 16 yards a play in that ball game. I think back to back Cardinals, six touchdowns, no INTs. Computer love. I don't want nobody else. Computer love. And he went over the rules. 8 touchdowns, two. Trevor's sitting for the playoffs. I caught it. Look, I caught it. Or the Wiz Petty like that for real. But to me, he won this award in week 18. Locked it
Oh, the
down.
player of the week on a computer game. Oh, yeah.
3 Pro Bowl appearances. League leader in passing
League
rate in
leader
two
and
years.
best quarterback.
Most valuable player in 23. Best quarterback in 23. Most valuable player in 24. Best quarterback in 24. And then he got the same award now. I don't know why they're not posting it. Yeah, he did win it 3 times in a row. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence. Shout out to Trevor. All right, y'all. Let's not don't make me start checking these fucking stats against computers, bro. I'm gonna get mad. Start benching motherfuckers. Don't go over the fucking rules, man. Should we be harder on the rules, man? A lot of guys just be not, and this is not to him at all. Just a lot of guys don't give a fuck about rules right now. Should we have a conversation about that?
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah, 'cause I
should, but
definitely got some
not
DM.
right
I
now.
definitely got to be having some DMs, so we definitely might gotta address some things. People have definitely sent some DMs about some games and questions, some stuff, and
Yeah,
sent some pictures and
I've been
stuff.
I've
So
been getting them too. All right. Oh, hold on. I didn't mean to go out of there. Let's stay stats wise real fast. That's important. Let's go back to stats for a second before we go to the playoff tree, and let's look at what happened in the regular season, what guys did all year long. All right, so your top passer goes to Justin Herbert for 7,527 passing yards. 69 to 70 completion percentage. This man averaged 443 yards a game, had 130 QBR with 12.6 yards of play. When it comes down to touchdowns, 86 for Dan Marino Jr. versus 34 INTs. He was 66 completion percentage, 12.3 yards of play as well. So the young diaper Dandy came out here and threw 86 touchdowns. Big time. That's big time play. All three of these guys, Trevor, actually all four, Marino, Lawrence, Herbert, and Purdy all had really good touchdown years this year. The rushing title goes to is he the league's rusher? League 402 carries. Javonte Williams. They ran him to his feet stink. 2,466 yards. So he's our rushing leader, but is he our touchdown leader? Yes, he is. So he won all three phases. He won the most carries in the league, most yards in the league, 6.1 yards a pop, most touchdowns in the league, and looks like most yards per game in the league, 145.1. Only one fumble and 71 broke tackles. He was running like a man child.
400 carries. Good lord.
Out of that 2,000 yards, 1,000 of it was after contact, 851. All right, so you do know I always talk about our 2,000-yard backs. J.K. Dobbins did it 2,167. Todd Spears for the first time 2,090 on 6.8 yards a pop. And then that was it. Chase Brown almost brought it right back again. But our top, we only had 3 this year with 2,000 yards. Receivers, most catches in the league starts with Kai Fo. He had 159 catches on the year. Jefferson reached 100 catch, 114. Amon St. Brown for Ray, that's what's up, 114. Jackson Smith Njigba, JSN, he had 108. The fastest man in football, Andrew Roth, 104. Johnny Andrews over there for the Browns with 102 catches on the year. And then Reggie Moss had 100 catches on the year. When it comes down to yards, we have three 2,000-yard receivers. Reggie with 2940. Foe with 26.99 and Justin Jefferson with 22.67. Yards per game: Reggie Moss 173, Foe 159, Jefferson 133. Noah Fant, the tight end, had 110, 111, and then JSN had 105. I'm sorry, yards a game. So these guys were 100-yard guys every game. Touchdown makers, 36 for Reggie Moss. He wins that. Smith almost caught him with 35. Wilson with 21. Puhana with 21. Gardner Jr. with 21. Torrey Gardner Jr. with 21 touchdowns as well. So they'll be a 2020 club, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we had 320 guys and 230 guys. Rack yards. Who had the most racks? Kai Fo run after the catch, 1,085. That's what's up at 6.8 yards a play. Amra had big time, 7 yards of play. Tucker had 9.6, and then Christian Watkinson had 11.5 after the catch. All right. Let's go to defense. Most tackles. We're not talking about nobody's computer. So Divine Diablo at the middle linebacker position had 143. Tackle for losses goes to Tyree Wilson with 49. T.J. Lindsey 42. But Tyree Wilson held it down. We had a whole lot of guys that had 30 plus though. So this is a lot of tackle for losses this year. That means there was a lot of carrying going on. Yes, sir. Sacks though. 17.5 from Quinnen Williams. Michael Parsons 17. Tyree Wilson 16.5. Tooley 16.5. Will McDonald 15.5. Derek Johnson at 14, TJ Watt 14, 13.5 for Miles Murphy, Tommy Jones from the outside linebacker with 13, Jamal Fitzsimmons 12.5, Isaiah Lamb with 12, Jason Voorhees 11.5, Max Crosby at 11, Van Ness with 11, Rashad Gary with 11, Randy Northrop with 11, Overseen from the D tackle position 10.5, Joey Cantu for the Raiders 10.5, and then Amari Boone. We had a lot of D tackles go double digits this year.
One Bengal on that.
Yeah, you up there? You had Miles Murphy and
Dexter Lawrence.
Where Dexter Lawrence at? Let me see. Dexter Lawrence had 15, so he should have been.
That's it.
Dexter Lawrence had 15. He should have been in that conversation.
I thought my other nigga had maybe there. I thought all 3 of them motherfuckers had double digits. Maybe not.
Yeah, I only see Miles Murphy and Dexter Lawrence, 15 and 13.5. All right. Okay. Let's look at the INTs. 12 from Isaiah Palamayo. 12 from Ashton Davis, true safety. This is a guy that plays back. Even though he had the strong safety position, he can come down in the box. But he's been back deep. Jordy Brooks, 12 at the linebacker position. Max Kellum, 12 at the safety position. He could play sub linebacker as well. He had 11 from the Dabo. Lewis Sine with 11. P.J. Hatcher with 11. East with 11. J.T. Woods with 11. Jalen Ramsey with 11. Greg Newsom with 11. Brisker with 10. Ron Edwards with Diaper Danny with 10. And that's your double-digit interception guy. Got a whole lot of guys with double-digit INTs. Make sure we ain't miss anything. Greg Newsom, 11. I don't think I said his name. Everybody on here, I said. All right. Deflections. Jamal Adams had 15 deflections. Tyreek Woolen had 14. Derwin James had 14. Primetime 2 had 13. Brees Hall had 13, 12 for Forbes, Goodwin had 12, Grant had 12, Diablo from the linebacker position with 12, Bush from the linebacker position with 11, cornerback R.J. Lockridge had 11, Trayvon Diggs with 11, Armour Davis had 11, Nate Fielder from the safety position with 10, Clark Phillips III from the slot with 10, Witherspoon 10, Cuddy Wise with 10, Andre Cisco with 10, and then Julius Elston from Maryland had 10 as well for the Lions. Forced fumbles on the year, 5 from Jamal Adams. Devon Bush had 5. So they was turning 10 turnovers between two guys right there, middle linebacker and safety. Derek Johnson had 4. Touchdown club. Darren Goodwin, the speedster at safety, ran 3 back. Quincy Rush had 3 picks too. That's what happens when you got a corner that can play safety. 3 of them things, boy. And that's your stats of the 2025 season. Our last conversation before we head up out of here is the playoffs. Let's get to it.
Playoffs.
All right, the playoffs are set. Teams are in. These are the 14 teams that made the playoffs. And let's talk about these teams that's in the playoffs, man. They all come with their own intent. Everybody's looking to go get a Super Bowl this year. And we will be paying extra attention to how we advance and all that stuff. So there ain't gonna be no fuck ups this year. We ain't making the mistake. So if something happens, it's on y'all. Now that's don't blame us for shit right now. Let's get to it. We will have a pick'em game for the wild card round for sure. We'll probably have a pick'em in the AFC and a pick'em in the NFC. And let's get to it because I overslept today to better complete the pick'em games last night. So we're gonna make it up here. Let's talk about it. So the Ravens for the 3rd year in a row are sitting home. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Everything goes to Baltimore through the playoffs. Same thing with Seattle. Everything goes to Seattle. They're the number 1 seed for the 3rd year in a row. And both these teams are looking to be able to get to a bowl and try to win one, just like all the rest of the 12 teams that's in the playoffs. But at the 2 spots, the Jets got the Broncos. The Bears have the Packers. Now, the Broncos are coming in with a 2nd-year quarterback in the playoffs, but their game is through their running back, Javonte Williams. Will that be enough for them to beat this high-powered Jets defense by being able to? Is Javonte Williams success? Like, can they win the ball game if Javonte rushed for over 100 yards and a couple of scores?
I think they're gonna need a little bit more than that. Even though it's Marino's first year, I think that that's a proven coaching staff. How should I say?
And the roster around Marino was fucking retarded. So they're in a good situation because they got pieces around Marino, offensively and defensively, that could hold them down. I do think the quarterback for the Broncos is going to have to make a play or two in that game, more than a play or two. I don't think he could be a turnover guy, and I don't think they can completely rely on a run game, but they'll be absolutely stupid to come into this game and not rely on the run game, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think the Broncos, for them to have a chance in this game, they got to get Marino off his mark. Anytime Marino throw 4 to 5 picks, now let's just keep it 100. Anytime Marino throw 5 or more picks, that's the opportunity for them to lose. If you look at the games they lost this year, is because Marino turned the ball over. So if I'm the Broncos, I'm coming to this game in New York, and we want to make sure we want to make it hard for the diaper dandy at quarterback. The playoff hype, the whole atmosphere is going to be a little different, and it's going to be something that can have Marino either standing up to it or rattle. And if they can rattle him and make him make mistakes, right? Especially when you got a quarterback that's going to be calling his own plays in the playoffs. Do they dumb it down and they actually let their offensive coordinator cook, or is it going to be a Marino thing? But if I'm the Broncos, the key to our defense is turn the ball over, apply pressure, and turn the Jets over, right? And by turning him over is how you control the game through the run. If you can control the game through the running game, that means your defense is stepping. If you play this Jets team. Now, on the flip side of that, if the Jets if they on fire, right? Because you're gonna come to this game, you're gonna worry about Dan Marino, but the player of the day that has been that guy for them for 3 seasons, and that's eye candy in the backfield. Right? He's a guy that can hit you for
Right.
200 if you give him the space, worrying about the passing game. or he can hit you for 200, 100 on the ground and 100 in the air if you don't pay attention to him. And the Jets don't. They find many different ways to scheme him open. Right? They're not. They don't care if you're checking for him. They're gonna find a way to get him the ball, and they get him the ball often. And usually they get Marino in a rhythm. They go to their running back, and if their running back show up and show out, it can be a long day for you. So I'll start with you, Max, first. Jets, Broncos. I gave you my keys to how both these teams can win the ball game. Who you picking?
Uh, I'm gonna go Jets. I just don't think the Broncos will be ready in year one.
You got a score prediction?
Uh, no, no. Maybe 35-24.
35-24. 11-point game. All right, Snake, who you got?
Jets, like you say, I don't think. I look at it year one. They're a little bit ahead of schedule. Um, maybe like 35. What do you say? 35-21?
He said 35-24.
35-21. 24. Yeah, that's about right. That
You
sound
go-
about right.
Okay. All right, let's slide over to the NFC side of things. This is the crazy thing, and this is what I'm going to say about the Bears, right? The Bears are really good against the run. But the games they lost this year, they lost by a big margin, and their defense sold them. And for them to have a top 10 defense, that defense is going to have to show up to play this Packers team. See, this is the game that's scary because they're going to play for the third time this year, and it's a divisional matchup, right? But I do think Fields is going to be Fields, right? And he's going to make plays and he's going to make mistakes. I still think that the Bears got to better come into this game with a running attack. Doesn't have to be a major great running attack. It has to be a serviceable running attack to take some pressure off of them throwing the ball 30, 40 times in a game. Especially if that defense doesn't come to show, if they don't show that they're the number 5 team against the run or number 10 defense in the league. If they don't show that, it could be a long day. I don't think the Packers is going to be starstruck about playing on the road in Chicago because you're playing the same type of weather. Period. They both used to the cold, both used to bad weather games, both used to playing late bad weather games, right? But the Packers is going to be relying on a rookie running back, a rookie quarterback, and a young tight end to be their guys. Man, I like both these teams. I do think this is a good game. This is a really hard game to really sit here and try to pick. And before I give you my pick on the Bears and the Green Bay Packers, I do think the Jets will win that ball game, and I think they are going to win it by 13. Now back to the Bears, Green Bay Packers. I feel the Packers are going to go on Soldier Field and get a win here. I think the 7th seed is going to beat the 2 seed, and I think the Bears are going to go home a little early. And I think when that happens, we're going to have to pay attention to the chat. We're going to have to pay attention to what this coach is going to say in the press conference and how they feel they are or where they are as a team. I just think the Packers are going to go into this game and win it. I think the Bears not being able to run the football is going to be their downfall in a close divisional game. I don't think it'll be an ugly win. I mean, I don't think it'll be like a ass whooping or nothing. I think it's going to be an ugly game and it's going to be a tight score. But I got the Packers going into Soldier Field and giving us our first upset of the wild card weekend. Max, I come to you. Who you got? Bears, Packers. Right to Snake. I don't got time to be waiting for this nigga to figure shit out. Where you at, man? That fast you go to sleep. Snake, who you got? Packers, Bears.
I think the veteranship of the Bears can pull this shit out, man. You go out and make a big offseason acquisition of Max Crosby. This the game you get him for, man. This the game that you brought him in here for. right here in the snow,
Hmm.
in the weather elements. Um, they don't have a traditional run game over there in Chicago. I think that they can generate a run a system. You know, with the check downs or short passes, and
Right.
you know, use it like a run
Extend
game,
their run game. Yep.
extended run game. I think I got a the veteran. I think the veterans in Chicago, man, can pull this game out, man. That's what you go get them for.
Got you. All right, so we split now. And Max is either on the phone, hanging with Blau, or motherfucking asleep. So we ain't gonna get a three-way tie here. But all three of us picked the
He in the
Jets,
film room already.
and we split on the Bears. I'm thinking the Bears and the Packers is my first pick'em game.
Man, I think has the Packers been winning this series a little bit. No, they split a couple of times, but I think the Packers might have the edge in this series. I just think that I think we'll see a big defensive presence.
And
No,
that's my thing. It's just like I know I'm going off of the Bears losing 70-7, and they got blown out by Baltimore. Their defense fell asleep, and then the Browns beat the brakes off their defense. I know Justin Fields didn't play in that game, but that's my point exactly to me with the run game. If they can't run the football, it's going to be a problem. But then their biggest losses came through teams that kind of destroyed their defense and had a field day on offense. And that's the Browns, Ravens, and the Seahawks. Right now, all three of them teams are really good football teams. But I just think if that can happen, that's schematics. That's not the horses you got, the dogs you got. That's just putting them in the right spots and doing the right shit. It also can be mean momentum takes over too, and that's the other reason why I think the Packers. I think the Packers will put enough drives together, and they'll use young Felix, the running back, in the backfield, the diaper dandy, to be able to help them control the line of scrimmage offensively. That's why I'm picking the Packers to win this ball game. But this is my pick'em game. So if you're still watching the show right now, let's start getting our picks in now. The pick'em game will be Chicago Bears versus the Green Bay Packers will be our first in our NFC wildcard pick. So that means none of the rest of these teams are going to be up here because we're already picking the Bears and the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going to post who I got winning in the comment section now.
Bears. Ravens live Packers win.
Let's go down to 3 versus 6 on both sides. We started with the
Packers
AFC.
win.
We started with the AFC, and in our first 2 versus 7 matchups. This time we're going to stay here in the NFC side of things and look at 3 versus 6. Now, look, the Rams are traveling to Washington to take on the Commanders.
Packers.
What I could say about this team, diaper dandy quarterback going up against a veteran like Justin Herbert. I think this is Rams is a complete football team, and you're playing a top 3 coach in the NFC. Period. Right? No matter what, it could be 1, 2, or 3. Y'all can make that decision, but he's definitely top 3. I'm just talking about the NFC because he's top 5 in the league too. But experience versus inexperience is the name of this game, in my opinion. Right? Washington still has the experience on the D line. They have a really good front, but they're very young in the secondary and the linebacker level. And you're going up against Justin Herbert, who's thrown for 7,000 yards this year. Seems like he's just hitting every receiver on his team. Even guys coming off the bench damn near got 1,000 yards. So the Rams is a high explosive offense and a very, very bend but don't break defense. Can young Amari Braxton break that Da Vinci code over there? Um, I think this game will be a little closer than we think it will be. Most people probably would think the Rams can win this game going outright. I think because it's the playoffs, I think this game will be a little closer because I think you're going to get Rams coaching his best game and he start to coach his best football in the playoffs. And that means he's going to play smart and methodical. And I think the Commanders players they go for the gusto and they'll take chances that I think can hurt you in the playoffs if it don't work. So I do think the Rams go into Washington and win this ball game. I do think it'll be a closer game than, the experts will really expect this to be. I do got the Rams winning on the road. So right now in the NFC, I got two road teams winning right away. Washington will lose to the Commanders, but I would say this about Washington: that loss to the Commanders, if they lose to the Rams, Washington, if they lose to the Rams, I'm still high on that football team because they got a bunch of young players that have gotten them the NFC East title, and they also got nothing but room to grow. And again, this is one of the younger football teams in the league, and I think signs are pointing way up for the Commanders, right? But if that fucking front four on defense light up and go crazy, it could be a long day. Who you got, Snake?
Oh man, yeah, it's tough with that front four, that defense. But man, I look for the Rams to go ahead and make a statement, have a statement game. Make a statement. I look for this jump. I look for the Commanders to show up in this game. I look for the Rams to come out here and make a statement with this game. Their playoff got cut short last year, and what better way than to come out and make a statement and
I
have a
think
deciding victory
I think
out here?
Jimbo is the Belichick of Madden, bro, and I just think that's going to always step to the forefront when it comes down to playoff football. But you got them winning big.
I didn't. Well, I say statement game. It don't necessarily have to. He don't necessarily have to win big to make it come out there and to dominate or make a statement in the game. You know what I mean? He can dominate a game and win by a couple of touchdowns or less points, just and like pretty much shutting down that offense on the other side or just some type of real very. I think I just look for him to make this Rams team to make some type of statement in this game. Like this jump could get ugly, man. One way or another.
All right, there you have it. Our picks are in. To the AFC side, 3 versus 6, and I'm almost ready to call this the game of the week, and I'm also ready to call this the second pick'em game in the wild card round. Raiders host the Dolphins. Now, let's talk about this because you got to talk about what we spoke about last night. The Raiders had an outstanding year, and we're not going to take their wins away from them or anything. But when they played playoff teams, they lost both those games to the Bears and the Dolphins. This is a rematch. Playoff team, playoff difference. Now, the Raiders are still a very young football team. I told you the Commanders were young, but the Raiders are even younger. Um, they're a top three young team in the league, but they're home. And they've been playing lights out all year. And the momentum of, listen, they don't lose a lot of momentum losing the number one seed to the Ravens because they lost that game by 3 points. So they keep all their momentum and stuff going in this game. But we're looking at the Super Bowl defending champs right now, ready to go and win a Super Bowl again, coming from the same damn spot they came from last year.
Yeah, I think that
The Raiders' strength is running the football. The Dolphins' defense is stopping the run, right? The Raiders have a diaper dandy at quarterback. Dolphins will be playing a diaper dandy at quarterback. Both of them going to be playing rookies at the quarterback position. Both of them run the ball really well. You got A-Chain over there for the Miami Dolphins, and you got Brandon Murray coming out the backfield catching the football really well. They got Thunder and Lightning over there in that backfield with
this
Anthony
Dolphins is a
Sanders.
veteran. Dolphins is a veteran team, though.
Exactly.
You got a young quarterback, but it's a veteran team. You still got two on the bench in the headset.
Hmm.
Um, this is one of those games where them Dolphins could come out and make another statement game.
And this
Playoff
is
football.
and this is a game for the Raiders to be able to say, are we really who we are? Are we legit? Right? Let's shut the noise down that the schedule didn't matter. We took care of our business no matter what y'all think about the schedule.
Well,
Let's take care of
actually,
business.
this is a game I feel that the Raiders being so young could kind of feel like a little bit surprised that they got here and just might get off the bus a little too early, partying and all that type of stuff. Look, they made it to the playoffs. You know what I mean? It could just be partying out a little bit too late type thing. Might not completely show up, man. It happens to some young teams sometimes. Um,
I think because they got there last year, I think their coach is going to prepare his team a little better than just getting off the bus and being excited for being here. I think they expect to be here. They expected to be the best team in the AFC this year, and they feel like they are. And I think they're going to come with that energy when they play in this game. They're in Vegas. They
I
both
think
they
they
play a
expected
nice
to be the
weather
best
game.
team in their division. I don't think they expect to be the best team in their division. I mean, in the AFC. That's part of what you know what I mean. I I just think that it's a young team. Sometimes a young team can come not totally prepared, no matter how much coaching you do. Sometimes
No doubt, no doubt.
like
So this is our must-watch game. This is the game that we highlighting. Even though the Bears and the Packers was our pick'em game over here, this is the game of the week, the highlight game. This is the game you got to get right. Period. Right? Conversation starts here. You get this game right, and what you pick'ems, you motherfucking get the gift. You get this game wrong and get the Packers right. Don't even worry about it. Just
with
say
that
I
being
picked it
said,
right.
he definitely gonna bring it. He definitely gonna bring his best. This is the defending Super Bowl champ, so
Hmm.
he definitely should. Raiders definitely should show with their A game. Um, mm, mm, mm.
They are gonna show with the A game, and it's that kid Anthony Sanders in the backfield. Let them niggas slide to the left. If they want, let that shit slide left a little bit. You ain't tackling him. He gonna hit that R1 button, tap tap tap, and he gone. Trust me, I just got finished watching that shit. Mad as hell. Like man, what the fuck? But A Chain is that guy over there, bro. Like he's the engine that keep that offense going, and I just think that defense is full of veterans running around. Like it ain't like you got diaper dandies everywhere on that defense. They got plug and play diaper dandies and young talent, but their talent base is veteran. They've been on the field for 3 or 4 more years. They ready to
I think
go.
Mark Andrews down for the year, bro.
Mark Andrews,
Yep,
what the fuck just happened?
fucking sprained ankle or something. Fucked his
Oh
ankle
come
up.
on, man. What's the score over there?
They won the game. The game was over.
Fuck. It's always some bad news. All right, let's get our pick'ems on right now, man. This is the pick'em game. Who y'all got? Las Vegas and Vegas or Dolphins, the Super Bowl
Roll the
defending
button.
champions, going into this game and taking the win here? Just huge right here, man. All signs want to go to. I want to pick the Raiders so bad
Opposing
here.
end up also.
I think just the Dolphins. Yeah, Mama got banged up. Mama is a little auntie, but he just stayed in the pocket and threw the ball. So that's all.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins they just so much more of a veteran team. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yep, I'm picking the Dolphins as well. Picking game Dolphins
Pick end game.
and Packers.
Dolphins and Packers.
All right,
Dolphins.
man. The last two games on the docket is the Tennessee
Dolphins.
Titans in their first year Coach Albert taking on a hot Cleveland Browns and Coach Rob. And then you got Coach McCoy and that New Orleans Saints with Zach Wilson at the gun taking on Brock Purdy and Coach Max. I'm going with the Browns in this game, not because they're a division mate. Come on, mate. I just think the I just think you're playing a top five defense, right? The Browns have a top five defense, whether they're
Dolphins
against the
slash
pass or the
Bears.
run.
Dolphins and
And
Bears.
the Titans are
Solid
in the
Joy face
playoffs
with
strictly
tears
because
of
they
joy
ran the
face
ball
with
all
tears
year.
of joy.
I don't think there is going to be enough for them to just run the ball, and Malik
Roll.
Willis can't make a throw a touchdown or two. They better beat this Browns team. So I got the Browns winning this game. And
Dolphins
nothing against
Bears.
Albert. Like it's really good at what he did, how he got there, what he did all season long. He stuck at it, and he got some
Dolphins
respect
and
from a lot of
Packers.
guys in the league. You know how many guys hit me up talking about him and what they look like over there for the Tennessee Titans. He came in, he understood what the league's about, and he got with it. And the Browns, though, been playing hot football, man. There's something about that Browns team that can give you that sense of don't go against me. Like I went against them in my last pick 'em, and they showed up and showed out. I think they're just gonna win this ball game. They're gonna move forward in the playoffs. Yep. I think I'm picking the fifth seed for the AFC, the sixth seed for the AFC, and the second seed for the AFC to all win. But I got the Browns over the Titans. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Browns over the Titans.
Can
Uh,
New can New
Titans
Orleans?
another team, new coach.
Hmm.
They did a hell of a coaching job getting here. Might be a year too early, but I think you just see it's a different ball game from playoff football. And it's not. With that being said, sometimes you get to the playoffs and you can really see a hole or two that you got in your team. One more good draft over there. I think they was playing catch up last off season. One more good
Hmm.
off season over there. I mean, sheesh, the sky's the limit. You make the playoffs the first year over there.
They got the picks too. They definitely got two first round picks too for the that
Mm-mm-mm.
trade with the Jets. Got them in the first round twice this year. So, yep. Shout out
Yeah.
to the Titans, but the Browns are ready to move on and play in the divisional round. New Orleans Saints, dude. Coach McCoy hold it down. Can the 49ers go in there and do what they want to do? Or can Coach McCoy do some things that you won't expect, right, in this ball game, in this matchup, and then he pulls it off at home field with Zach Wilson at the gun? Who you like?
I like Purdy. And it's Purdy,
Purdy, pretty
Purdy.
Purdy. He pretty Purdy. Pretty Purdy. I like him too. I think the 49ers go into New Orleans and handle business. Now, look at this. In the AFC, in the NFC, I picked the 5th seed, 6th seed, and 7th seed to move forward. If that goes down the way I said it will go down, that means the Packers will travel to Seahawks, and then the Rams and the 49ers will be playing for the third time this season. So
Mm-mm-mm.
let's go Bears. You the only reason why this thing can get fixed, right? Because if the Bears win and the Rams and Niners win, what's going to happen? The Bears is going to 49er land, 49ers going to Chicago, and the Rams is going to Seattle. Big time situation. Now, if 6, 5, and 2 win, 5 is going to 2, and 6 is going to 1, which is the Dolphins Ravens rematch, and then the Browns Jets rematch. This can get interesting. A lot of it is just a what if happens. We don't know until the games get played. With that being said, appreciate y'all for 2025. If you're not a team in the playoffs, get your off season started now. If you are a team in the playoffs, get your postseason started now. With that being said, we'll holler at y'all in the divisional round. We're gone.
Peace out.